Hey guys, now that we're in the middle of August and we are getting well above 100 degrees each day with no rain in sight, there's a couple things we can do with our irrigation system to help out our turf and our plants. If you did earlier in the year do any aerifying or top dressing, now's the time that'll really help you out with a little bit better soil in there to help hold some moisture. But what we can do with our irrigation is, even though that we are on water restrictions just about everywhere, whether it's once a week or twice a week, what we need to do is water deeply on the days we're allowed. So we need to water down past the root zone of our plants. So we want to soak that area so the roots chase the water down deep. They'll be able to tolerate this heat a lot better and be able to go longer in between waterings. Even if you're only watering once a week, this is definitely achievable. What we want to do is, if you need to water your one of the zones for 30 minutes or even more, instead of watering it for 30 straight minutes, we're going to break that up to two 15-minute run times. So what we want your irrigation controller to do is run through your entire system once, and then as soon as it finishes, immediately start a second one. So that way we're soaking more versus having any water run off down the street and wasting anything. So we're able to get a lot more water down this way and not have any waste. So I'll show you real quick here on the Hunter controller how to do that, and it's real simple. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up two run times. And if you go right over here to start times, if you have one set up, this is what it'll look like. So we have start time number 1. This controller is set to run at 12:15 a.m. So what we want to do is go over here and hit the little arrow. It'll be similar on the Rainbird, just labeled a little bit differently. So start time number 2 is off. So we want to get a run time. So don't do it for the afternoon. We want it in the morning as well. We want both these cycles to run back to back so we can soak the soil as much as possible. So you can go ahead and set it for 12:45. It doesn't matter what time it's set as long as it's after the first run time, and it'll wait until the entire cycle is finished before it'll start the second one. So you don't have to do the math on it and try to time it right. Just put it for a few minutes later than your first start time. So now we have two start times in there, which you can see between start time 1 at 12:15, start time 2 at 12:45. So to break that up, if you have your run times, I'm going to say and set for 30 minutes, you're not going to have to go through every single station to cut this in half, because right now it's set for 2 run times. So really it's going to run one 30-minute cycle on station 1, and then it's going to go through and run another 30-minute cycle. That is 2 hours of runtime. That is too much. So instead of going through every single station and setting it, what we'll do is come over here to season adjust, and right now it's set at 100%. So if we bump this down to 50%, we now go back to run times, and it's set at 15 minutes. So it's going to run one time through at 15 minutes on station 1. Once it goes through all the different cycles or the different stations, it's going to start a second run time and run another 15 minutes. So it'll get your 30 minutes in there broken up, so we reduce that amount of runoff that could happen. This is a great way to soak it. Obviously, depending on the types of heads and slope and soil you have, this might be too much runtime or even not enough. The more compacted your soil is, the harder any moisture is going to have the moisture is going to have a hard time getting in no matter what. So that's why aerifying and top dressing is always good on your program. But this is a good way to soak it. You can even do 3 run times if you really want to get into it. Normally 2 is just fine though. You just want to remember as we get into the fall to probably go ahead and take this run time off and adjust that, because we won't need as much water. If you have any questions, leave in the comments and we'll get it answered for you. Thanks a lot.